Hello everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another video here on my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing with our Minc machine again, and let me show you what we're using. This is the darling Ribbit stamps and dies. I just fell in love with those cute little frogs. We have some foilables, and then we also have our garden toner sheets. And if you haven't seen these before, they're incredible. And so I'll have some videos linked down below, the unboxing of our Minc and another video that I have. But here's some CheerFoil. This is the Starry Gold CheerFoiled. We're going to turn on our Minc machine, and then we're going to press that button until we get to number 3, and we're going to let our machine heat up. It's going to blink red, and then it's going to go green when it's ready. All right, so I've pulled out one of our Plaid foilables, and now I'm going to pull out my Starry Gold CheerFoil, and this is a brand new roll. These rolls are incredible. They measure 6.25 inches by 25 feet, so you have a ton of foilability. And I'm just going to bring in my Spellbinders quick trimmer to trim this down. I use this for all of my foils because for me, scissors just don't work very well, and I like a nice clean cut. So that's why I love my quick trimmer. And then we'll put the rest of our foil away. But that one piece of foil that I cut is going to give us 2 panels. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so let's get that panel ready to go. I did make one crucial error. Before I put it in my transfer folder like I did now, I should have dusted that off. So what you would want to do is either use a microfiber cloth on both your foilable panel and also the back of your foil, or maybe even use a paintbrush just to make sure that you don't have any dust on there. I always seem to forget it. I'll remember on the next one, but I just always seem to forget it. And forgetting it can cause you to have some areas where that foil won't attach. I did have one small area where it didn't. It's not super noticeable, but yeah, it's there. So that's why you got to dust it. All right, we'll bring in that garden toner sheet. This is a blue one, and it measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And so I only need part of that, so I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'll take what I have left of my foil, and I'll dust it off. And then I will put that down on top of that beautiful blue toner sheet. This just, I love it. It gives you options now. Whereas before if you had a black toner sheet, that's all there was out there. But now Pink Minc has some colored ones, which is fabulous. So I'll run that through my Minc machine. We're going to have 2 cards out of this today, so I love that. And you'll notice that that piece of foil is definitely bigger than our toner sheet. That's okay. We're just going to go ahead and trim that down. And we'll have the 2 sheets. I'll peel it away slowly and take a look. You just don't waste hardly any of that foil. It's fabulous. It makes my heart so happy. All right, so we're trimming this panel down. I think it's going to end up being like 3 3/4 by maybe 5 inches, possibly. Can't quite remember. And then we are going to do some ink blending on this. You can do it after you foil. You just have to be really careful. But I do suggest actually that you ink blend ahead of time. It's not going to affect your foiling as long as you let everything dry. It won't be an issue. I'm just being really, really careful with blending that ink on there. So that gives you options as well. Now we're going to go ahead and ink up our stamp. Once again, that's the Ribbit stamp. And I'm going to stamp this twice because this is a brand new stamp set. I want to make sure I have a nice crisp black image. Those little frogs just make me so happy. Their little expressions are too darn cute. I could not pass this stamp set up. I had to buy it as soon as I saw it. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this stamp set twice. So I'll have lots of options for the front of my 2 cards and also even some for the inside of our cards. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my Olo markers. What I did is I stamped out all of my images using some Blackout ink by Ink on 3 onto some Express It cardstock. It's my favorite combination for alcohol marker coloring. And then we're going to color all of these frogs the same. Like I said, I'll put the colors up on the screen for you. But while I am doing that, while I'm doing a little bit of coloring, I was going to let you in on why I haven't had quite as many videos and I haven't had lives in a little while. I know that's scared a few of you off. Some of you have stuck around, and I do appreciate you so much. This has just been a very busy time for our family. The job that my husband has now required a ton of his time and even a little bit of mine. I shouldn't say required. I choose to do it because I do love soldiers. I love their families. I love just being a part of this community. It's a great, wonderful community, and I'm thankful to get to be a part of it. So I jump in wherever I can and try to help as much as I can where I can. And so this job will only last him 2 years, and then he'll move on to something else, which means we may either move from here, we may get to stay and find another job here at this area, but because these jobs can be as stressful as they are, and for career progression, they only last a couple of years, sometimes just a year. That's just how it is. So this has consumed a lot of our time. We've also had a few health issues come up. Don't worry, we're all good. It's going to be fine. But yeah, it's caused us to kind of do a little stop and pause. I'm still here, definitely still producing videos, loving doing what I can when I can. That's why I'm hoping that you all will stick around as much as you can, because eventually I will be back to, posting more frequently, God willing. So until then, just keep popping in where you can and when you can, and enjoying the videos that you have. If you have questions, you can always send me an email or even leave a comment down below. But yeah. All right, so we're going to finish up our coloring of the log, and then we'll eventually go on and color all of the rest of our frogs the same way I colored this cute little frog. And then when we do, and we're done with that, we're going to bring in those matching dies. I have really enjoyed having matching dies with my stamps, so I had to get these. And Pink Minc makes them pink, right? So I feel like, yeah, like I love that. So I'm going to tack down all of those matching dies that go with each of our sweet little images with a little bit of mint tape. That way I can run this through my Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And then we'll have to do it twice because I have stamped out each of those images twice. And I love how there are dies for each of the images. Okay, so now that that's all done, I am going to bring in our sentiments, and I want both of these to be birthday cards. So we've got Happy Birthday, and I'll just trim that down using my guillotine trimmer. Tried not to waste hardly any of that cardstock that I had, so that's where we're stamping it. And then we'll even use another sentiment on the inside of the card to go along with Happy Birthday, but I do love a good pun. All right, now that those are done, we can start doing a little bit of assembly. We are going to pop up our main images using some foam tape. And so I've got my pickup stick, just that poker end of it, and we're going to peel off the release paper. We'll put down our log, and then we'll peel off the release paper of our other little frog, but our sentiment is going to be put down with some liquid glue. That will stick off the edge a little bit, but don't worry, we can trim that down after things have dried a little bit. We're also going to grab in one of those flies, because they're too cute, and glue that down also. Flip that over, trim off the excess, and then we can do our other panel. So I just thought these two little frogs sitting next to each other were too cute, and it looks great on this garden toner sheet along with our CheerFoil. Glue down our sentiment, grab one of our cute little flies with their little trail line. And then we can bring in some bases. So our bases are going to measure 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I'm going to score that at 4.25 inches for both of those. This will make side folding and a top folding A2 sized card. And you notice I have plenty of images left over, so we're going to grab a few of those and we'll attach those to the inside. I'm going to do this one on the lily pad because he's too stinking cute. And then I'll grab in another sentiment from our stamp set, and that one says, "Have a totally amazing day." Haha. Once again, those puns. And I feel like this card could go for anybody. I think it's pretty neutral, really. So now we'll use our liquid glue and adhere down our panel to our base, leaving a nice white border all around the edges. Look at that shine. Ooh. And then do the same thing for our other panel. We'll go ahead and attach this down to the front of our base. And we do have a nice white border with that one as well. And then we'll take our, little lily pad frog and stick him on the inside. I will have a few images left over so that I can make another card down the line if I want to. But that's going to finish off our 2 cards for today. I hope you liked them as much as I enjoyed making them. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And big thanks for all of you who have stuck around and used my affiliate links and watched my videos. I really do appreciate all of you and all of your comments. I read them all and they mean a lot to me. So thanks for stopping by, and I will see you soon.